I'll be going for the, if he fight Canelo.
You got Crawford over Bud? I mean, you got Crawford over Canelo? Sorry.
I'll be going for
Crawford.
You gonna stand on that all the way to September 13th?
I love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't.
Canelo. But Bud is one of the best adjusters in the game. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's going to affect it.
Errol Spence and Stephen A. Smith both shared their thoughts on the upcoming Canelo Alvarez vs. Terence Crawford showdown. Spence explained that Crawford's decision to move up in weight shows he understands his own limits but is also determined to chase greatness. He called the move bold and admirable, openly supporting Crawford for taking on such a massive challenge. On the other hand, Stephen A. Smith confidently predicted that Crawford will defeat Canelo.
For Canelo, is this something that you could honestly think that should happen? There's weight classes for a reason.
I mean, it could happen. I mean, why not? Crawford want to challenge himself to be great. Let him try to be great. So, what I'm saying? I'm with it. So, I'll be going for the, if he fight Canelo.
You got Crawford over Bud? I mean, you got Crawford over Canelo? Sorry.
I'll be going for him. I'll be going for him. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna win or lose, but I definitely be on Crawford. I think if anybody can pull it out, he can pull it out. But he's chasing greatness, so why not?
But don't you think maybe it's just he's reaching a little bit more than, or I guess biting more than he can chew because it's.
Canelo came up to 175 and now they fought Overland and fought the other guy too. So I mean, if he can do it, he started at 147. So, I mean, if he's doing it, why can't Crawford do it?
Stephen A. Smith stressed that Crawford's tactics and skill set are far superior to any of Canelo's recent opponents. He highlighted Crawford's adaptability and ability to make adjustments under pressure, saying he has no doubts and will firmly stand by his prediction of Crawford winning until September 13th.
Got a love for boxing.
Yes,
Who's gonna win the fight, man? That's coming up, the biggest fight in boxing.
Crawford.
Huh?
Crawford. I'm not hesitating. Crawford. I'm not even hesitating. Crawford.
You gonna stand on that all the way to September 13th?
I love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint him.
That's right.
When I think about Canelo, one of the things that I don't like about Canelo, despite his greatness, and a neck as wide as Broadway for crying out loud.
Right.
It's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
It's a power shot, yeah.
That's not beating Crawford. Gervonta Davis's trainer, Cal, I think he said this. He said Crawford could find himself in trouble if he decides to engage with Canelo, because Canelo is the naturally bigger, strong fighter. And I don't care that Crawford's gotten bigger, and I don't care that Crawford's gonna go in there just as big as Canelo. Canelo is accustomed to fighting at the weight, and Crawford is not. And Canelo is a genius in this regard. You don't see him show up for fights not ready. He's always
prepared.
He's always ready. He's always prepared. So I think he's the slower fighter, though. And I think that Crawford is brilliant as a boxer. And I think that between switching to conventional and southpaw, using his jab and movement, I think that Crawford is going to outpoint Canelo because he's faster. But he ain't.
The discussion around Crawford moving up to face Canelo often circles back to Errol Spence. Many fans believe Crawford's dominant win over Spence proves he can handle another big challenge. But Spence himself reminds people that Canelo is a completely different fighter. While Spence was strong and accomplished, his style was more straightforward and less versatile. Canelo brings heavier hands, a sturdier frame, and years of experience against naturally bigger opponents.
Would destroy Canelo. That's why they think Crawford would do what he did to Spence. He would do to Canelo. And the funny thing is, how many of you guys you remember me saying Canelo will whoop Spence's ass? I was like, that shit wouldn't even be close. And the dumb shit is, they think that Spence is similar to Canelo. I ain't never seen two fighters more different than Spence and Canelo. But Spence worked behind the jab. Canelo, not so much. Spence is southpaw. Canelo, not at all. Spence had a textbook defense. You were sideways. Canelo more forward with the earmuff, with the catch and shoot. Spence, hardly any head movement. He blocks and he breaks you down like a tank. Canelo, from waist up, his hand movements is incredible. I never seen fighters more different.
Showbiz pointed out that comparing Spence to Canelo is misleading since they fight in different weight classes and have very different skill sets. Crawford's victory over Spence was impressive, but that doesn't mean he'll automatically replicate that success against Canelo. The Mexican superstar has proven himself against numerous elite opponents, and Crawford now faces an entirely new set of problems Spence never presented. That's what makes this fight so intriguing. It isn't just a continuation of the Spence rivalry but a brand new challenge altogether.
See Crawford knocking Canelo out. If Canelo lets Crawford get away with boxing, he may have a shot. If Canelo comes in there and boxes and cut the ring, Canelo has a chance of knocking Crawford out.
What?
Yeah.
You said Canelo got a shot at knocking Crawford out?
I think he does.
Wow.
Remember, Crawford coming up for 135. And I don't know if y'all remember when he fought Gamboa. Gamboa rocked him a little bit too. And we talked about Canelo Alvarez.
That was a long time ago. We gonna do that. Canelo got rocked by Jose Miguel Cotto.
I didn't know that. But on the real, Canelo has faced a bigger opposition. He's faced a bigger and a harder punchers. Who has Crawford faced that's a big puncher? Canelo's taking more hard punches than Crawford. The tail of the tape is going to be if Crawford can take the power from Canelo and can Canelo box with Crawford.
Zab Judah weighed in on Canelo bringing Jaron Boots Ennis into camp as a sparring partner. Judah believes it's a smart decision because Ennis is one of the most dynamic welterweights. Sparring with him allows Canelo to experience the kind of speed and movement Crawford brings. Still, Judah noted an important distinction: Ennis and Crawford aren't identical. Boots is explosive, throws fast combinations, and fights aggressively, whereas Crawford works at his own rhythm.
It makes a difference in being able to see a lot more punches coming at you, a bigger guy throwing a lot more, sharper and volume of punches. Yeah, that makes it a little difference. But still Crawford is still a different technical fighter than Boots is. You know what I'm saying? He's a different kind of technician. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a right there, in your face, take away and counter, lock up, counter. You know what I'm saying? Which Boots is, out of there, out of there, boom, 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 out of there. You know what I'm saying? A different kind of fight.
Judah further explained that Crawford's ability to switch stances, control distance, and lure opponents into traps makes him very different. While sparring Ennis will certainly sharpen Canelo, it won't fully prepare him for Crawford's cerebral style. At the end of the day, sparring partners help, but nothing can truly replicate the puzzle Crawford presents under fight night pressure.
They work with him, but you know what I'm saying? Will it make a difference in the fight? I don't know. I just think that it'll get Canelo more used to younger guys, faster hands, you know what I'm saying, coming at him like that. Is he still going to be able to deal with the different technical moves?
Oscar de la Hoya gave a balanced take. He recalled Crawford's earlier career struggle against Yuri Ortiz Gamboa, showing that even great fighters can be tested by smaller opponents. He pointed out that if Crawford had trouble there, then facing a bigger, stronger, and more powerful Canelo could be an even tougher challenge. But De La Hoya didn't dismiss Crawford. He acknowledged him as one of the most technically sound fighters in boxing today, with elite timing, sharp counters, and tactical adaptability.
That's the $1 million question. When I watched Terence Crawford get rattled and rocked by Yorkis Gamboa, who's a natural 30-pounder, that to me is going to be a huge problem when he gets hit by Canelo. So he fights at 175. He's fighting these big monsters. Yeah. He's not getting rattled at all. No. Berlanga's a big kid. So it makes me think, I mean, how is Crawford going to keep him away for 12 rounds? Canelo's going to come at him hard. But then again, I think about Crawford's abilities and his IQ and his footwork.
According to De La Hoya, what makes this fight so compelling is the clash between Canelo's size and power versus Crawford's skill and intelligence. He admitted it's extremely difficult to predict the outcome, since both men bring unique strengths that could determine the fight. His uncertainty reflects the high stakes and unpredictability that have captivated the boxing world.
Bivol. It happened with Mayweather, who schooled him left and right with no problem, and Canelo was way stronger than Mayweather. So there's
Don't you think Canelo's a better fighter than he was then? Today?
A better fight? Yeah, a little better. Yeah, his footwork is still the same. He's flat-footed. He's very heavy on his feet.
Obviously, Canelo has the power to hurt anyone.
In this game, power means a lot. If you can't keep your guy off you, or you don't know how because it's too much pressure, and the one thing about Crawford is that he knows how to handle the pressure. He's a savvy boxer, you know, and he doesn't run. And he has that heart. He's a dog. He has that heart.
Sean Porter analyzed Canelo's decision to spar with Ennis and praised it as a smart move. He compared it to when Sebastian Fundora used Mike Fox to prepare for a certain style. In this case, Boots is seen as the closest replica to Crawford available. While not identical, his explosiveness, quick feet, and sharp angles give Canelo a chance to prepare for Crawford's unique skill set. Porter emphasized that this is critical because Crawford is unlike most opponents. He adapts mid-fight, shifts strategies seamlessly, and punishes mistakes instantly.
Got me a little concerned about my boy because this dude right here is the goods, has the ability to do a lot of what Canelo's gonna see on fight night, and all he needs is a couple of reps of seeing it. And you know, it's not often you can find someone who can duplicate the guy that you're getting in the ring with. Who the hell did you spar with to get ready for Fundora?
Actually, yeah, the homie Mike Fox.
Mike Fox, everybody use Mike Fox. Goddamn, Mike.
He gets
beat up for Fundora.
Porter added that having Ennis in camp forces Canelo to stay alert and make real-time adjustments, just like he'll have to do on fight night. Though it can't fully mirror Crawford's unpredictability, it will sharpen Canelo's reflexes and help ensure he isn't caught off guard once Crawford starts shifting momentum in the ring.
We've talked about that all the time because I'm the one that I think first called him, you know, for the Fundora fight, and he says like, man, ever since that and you went and knocked him out, like he's like, as long as Fundora is fighting people, I got work. Like
yeah.
Nah, and but like to that point, the fact that Canelo even brought in Boots, even if they're like doing it for the cameras and they're going 50%, I don't even care. The fact that he's calling him in shows that he's not just phoning it in. This isn't for the check, because Canelo's done, he's about to do this and dip out. If you bring in someone like that, where you're really trying to bring in tough sparring for the look for your fight, Canelo's, he's really gonna be in there to win it.
Here's the disclaimer, you're not bringing in a friend. I went out to Philly to interview Boots, and I told him, yeah, I'll get in the ring with you and do a couple of rounds. And he worked accordingly, but I could see.
Another dimension of this fight involves racial and cultural narratives. Some believe the promotion has turned into more than a boxing match, with themes of Mexico versus African American fighters fueling debates. Tensions rose further when Canelo brought in Ennis for sparring, which critics argued added to that perception. Coach Reg highlighted how boxing often mirrors societal tensions, with fans projecting cultural identities onto fighters. But he warned that framing the fight purely in racial terms risks overshadowing the technical brilliance of both men.
Racial fight. That's what it is. It became a racial fight. It became blacks against the Mexicans. It wasn't like that a few weeks ago.
Definitely wasn't. I didn't hear nothing about race. I heard more so about size and weight class and, you know, resumes, etc.
I mean, that's just what it came to. I mean, people can deny it all they want, but realistically, that's what it came to. It's a racial fight. Blacks against the Mexicans. That's what it came down to. You know what I mean? So I think that's why a lot of people are mad that, you know, Bruce is sparring Canelo. Because it's like, oh, he's helping him out. You know what I mean? But like I said, what Bud had turned the camp down, would he have stopped the money for Boots?
In Coach Reg's view, Crawford and Canelo aren't fighting for cultural superiority but for legacy. Still, he admitted that national pride and identity have always played a role in boxing history, from Ali versus Frazier to Chavez versus Taylor. In this fight, Mexican and African American fans are rallying behind their champions, adding passion and intensity to an already high-stakes event.
Yeah, Boots in there is sparring, you know, Canelo. But Bud is one of the best adjusters in the game. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's going to affect you know, the sparring. And I don't think, you know, Boots did it with, you know, intentions of going against Bud. I mean, it just sparring. He probably won some elite sparring, and you know, that's what happened.
What does he gain out of this?
Boots?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say notoriety because a lot of people already know who Boots is. But it's a good experience. You know what I'm saying? Like going, you know, getting to sparring with a legend like Canelo. You know what I mean?
Some critics point to Canelo's performance against John Ryder, nicknamed Skull, as evidence he might struggle with Crawford. In that fight, Canelo didn't dominate as expected, and Ryder gave him difficult moments. But many overlook the context. Ryder was naturally bigger and brought physicality that Crawford doesn't possess. Despite the challenge, Canelo still outboxed Ryder and won clearly. Comparing that fight to a matchup with Crawford is misleading since the size and style dynamics are very different.
This Terence Crawford fight. These are the guys Canelo's typically fighting. This is his last opponent, William Skull. William Skull is far from a great opponent. When we're talking about sheer size and strength, Canelo is just way more built and used to taking on larger guys and overpowering them. Look at William Skull. This guy is jacked. He's huge, man. And that makes me think, like, if Canelo has been taking punches from guys like this, I'm not saying William Skull in particular, but guys like William Skull, the size of William Skull, and he's been dropping them, stopping them, beating them around the ring, overpowering, over-muscling, just everything, physically demanding over them. That makes me think, man, Terence Crawford, I don't know what, you gonna have to come with some heat, dog.
Look, Crawford won't have the same physical advantage as Ryder had, meaning Canelo may be more comfortable imposing his power and pace. This perspective suggests that underestimating Canelo based on the Ryder fight would be a mistake. Time and again, he's proven that even when things get tough, he finds ways to win.
The size of William Skull, there's nothing cut about him, there's nothing popping out, bulging, there's nothing. Look at this is insanity. That's why I'm really like, dude, I don't know. Canelo could go in there and walk through Terence Crawford like a hot knife through butter. That is definitely on the table here. He gonna have to be really crafty, really savvy, and have to put on some amazing work from the outside. If he tries to sit there and walk through Canelo, he gonna hit a brick wall, dog. If guys built like this ain't walking through Canelo, even when Canelo looks like this, Terence Crawford ain't doing it, man. I got it.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for more coverage.